point of the journey, we give you a short history of the ship you're sailing on today, Queen Boadicea, Dunkirk little ship of course. She was built in by Thornycroft of Southampton in 1936. She was commissioned by Mrs. Smith, her to-be owner. She was built as a Thames passenger vessel, so as soon as she was launched, she went off to the Thames, worked as a Thames passenger ship for 3 or 4 years. And was based at Westminster Pier. Now this was all very good of course until the call rang out for all vessels that could to make their way to the coast and then subsequently on to Dunkirk and aid with Operation Dynamo, the evacuation process going on there at the time. Now she's built of steel QB, she's 65 feet long, 15 feet wide, there's about 15 feet of air draft, and currently we run a Gardner 6LX engine in her. Now she only has an underwater draft of about a metre. So when the ship eventually arrived at Dunkirk, having been requisitioned by a couple of Navy SEALs, it was obvious straight away to the naval personnel that Queen Boadicea would be ideal to head straight towards the beaches and load on as many personnel as she possibly could, and then beat off hastily, rendezvousing with a larger ship further out. And she did this very successfully for the time that she was. Actually, you could measure the success in the fact that she's here at all. But did this very successfully for a few days during that period. We're not sure how many persons that she rescued, but we do know that on her return to the UK, she was carrying over 250 souls on board. So you can imagine they would have been crammed in every single nook and cranny. Retained by the Navy for the next 5 years or so, I think. She underwent various transformations as a harbour patrol boat, and one thing and another. Owing to her wartime exploits, she was like the rest of the volunteer Navy, awarded a brass plaque, and this brass plaque is on the front of our wheelhouse and simply says Dunkirk 1940. So we're very proud of her, of course. Following the war, she went back to the River Thames again, operating as this passenger vessel. Subsequently sold on to different operators, mainly in the southwest. And she was running on the River Dart, and sometimes as the Kreml ferry from Plymouth Harbour. There's some wonderful photographs around, there's some in the saloon actually. Plenty on the internet of Queen Boadicea lying at anchor in Plymouth Harbour, and purchased by British Waterways in the early 1990s. We brought her through past Land's End up to Gloucester. She underwent a bit of a conversion, and we've been running these short trips ever since. I'd say actually the Queen Boadicea looks very similar to how she was on her original construction. So we're very proud of her. We maintain her ourselves. You can imagine it's quite a challenge through the winter months to keep her in good order, but she is in extremely good order. Very simple though. The wheelhouse where I'm standing, so it's just a wheel here, a rudder at the stern, chain and cable steering. Nothing particularly fancy, no nice bow thrusters or anything like that. And she can be a bit capricious. She goes very well in a straight line, but not madly keen on turning corners. But we do try and get used to her, and indeed it's a pleasure and a privilege to be piloting her and operating her on a daily basis.
That's the way to do it, isn't it? See, they got a little patio set, so just one. seeds.
So our last opportunity to give a big old cheer when we go under Echo Bridge here. I'll slow down
Wood under the solar.
and see what sort of a volume we can get. And don't forget, it's not just the volume, it's the duration which is important. See if we can make the people walking over the bridge jump. Okay, 3, 2, 1, off you go. You know, we had a trip last week and it was pitiful, and that was a lot better than pitiful. I think we'll probably go for a 7 out of 10. Or maybe if you come with us again at some point in the future, we can improve on that, but we'll do it anyway. That's fine. Okay, just a few things to say now as we make our approach to the docks. You'll notice this large red ship on the left-hand side here. That's the Sula Lighthouse, formerly the Spurn Point Lighthouse in the Humber Estuary. She was brought here by tug 15 years ago, converted into a high-end hotel, fine dining, all the rest of it, usual thing. Coming into the area some point in the future looking for accommodation might be worth having a look at their website. And directly on the left hand side here you'll see across the meadow Anthony Secunda Priory again being restored, tied barn on the end, that sort of thing. Definitely worth a visit if you've got the time and inclination. So approaching Lantony Bridge, and you may remember I mentioned that the ship is a little reluctant to turn corners. We have to make quite a sharp turn to the right here to tie up on our berth. So if I can ask all passengers to just remain still, remain seated while I do that. When we're securely tied up, then I'll indicate, or my colleague will indicate, when it's safe for you to exit the vessel. So thanks for coming with us today, and I'll speak to you once we're safely tied up. Thank you very much.
Forever.
It's not really present. I think